To set up a line just outside these barricades set up.
Here in Toronto, John Tory sends in the police to clear out yet another homeless encampment created by the failing capitalist system he defends. Alexandra Park, Trinity Bellwoods, and now here in Lamport Stadium. Tory feigns compassion, saying that the encampments are unsafe, unhealthy, and illegal, while sicking his dogs on our brothers and sisters while they are at their weakest. The embarrassing lies Tory tells are easy to see through. His claims that he's taking people to indoor housing are a sham. The police are forcing their victims to reduce their lives to 2 bags. The rest they place in storage for 30 days. It's extremely obvious to anyone who isn't a complete moron that they'll never see these possessions again. The police won't release it to someone without an address, and it will be thrown away. Another assault against the citizens capitalism abandons. The indoor housing is the crowded, expensive, and ineffective shelter system, which maintains a permanently displaced underclass, unable to find a moment's stability to rebuild their shattered lives. Another pathetic and sociopathic concession from a capitalist system, which would rather these degenerates just shuffle off and die. All of this while 66,000 homes sit empty across Toronto. The cruel cowardice of John Tory and Doug Ford cannot be overstated. We have seen time and time again that it is simply cheaper to house the homeless than continue dealing with the consequences of abandoning them. It costs money to round up a gang of thugs to assault helpless citizens. It costs money to pay for their medical care. It costs money to maintain the barely functioning shelters. It costs money to maintain suffering. John Tory will never confront the capitalists who withhold shelter from the populace. Whether it is because his calls to compassion are just a show he puts on to convince the gullible that he cares about the people he enjoys assaulting, or whether it is because he's too spineless to confront the sociopaths who are creating and maintaining this system of abandonment, makes little difference. Whether he is sociopathic or cowardly doesn't change the outcome. If he is willing to do this to our most vulnerable, and the people who attempt to defend them, he is willing to do it to us. Is it any wonder that 67% of Canadians believe the next generation will be worse off? We are witnessing the rise of an overt and callous fascism, one that chooses to spend more money to inflict suffering on its citizens than spend less to ameliorate that suffering. We have the resources. We have the homes. We simply want it to be this way. This is what we want. And for what? What have we gained for all of this? Empty homes while thugs assault the homeless? A child who never grew up lives out his fantasy on a carnival ride to space instead of alleviating this crisis. Meanwhile, smog fills the air as the world burns down around us. Will we simply continue working silently as our masters destroy us? Or will we fight back?
Burn on that BE3 engine, liquid hydrogen,
Mach 1.
and liquid oxygen as the propellant. It's a nice, not just clean in terms of beautifully performing, but what comes out of it, it's steam, right?
I am the Canadian Commie. Like, share, subscribe. My Patreon is below. Please come to my live stream every weekday 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We must revolt. Good luck. We're gonna need it.